Good day, everyone. You are welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm bringing you the test of ions and anions for the NECO 2024 chemistry practicals. I've been able to do a lot of research to get questions that will give us nothing less than 90% accurate. I've gotten a lot of questions here, but I'm sure they cannot ask everything here. But at least the few they will ask must come out from this one. So you are at the right side. This year, what we have, the information reaching us is that we have zinc chloride and we also have powdered milk. And we wouldn't know if they will mix them together or they will be separate. But from what I think, they will be separate, because to mix them together will be a very terrible analysis. So I try to put them in a way that we test, because with zinc chloride you can either test for the zinc ion and the chloride ion. So from what we have here, if you look at the first one, this Cn represents possibly the zinc chloride. All right, so you may be asked to mix it with water and test with litmus paper. And if you mix it with water and test with litmus paper, that solution, that salt will dissolve in water. It will give out a colorless solution. And when you test with litmus paper, it will turn blue litmus paper red. And we know that whatever turns blue litmus paper red is acidic. So because it's colorless, we said the Cn is a soluble salt, and it is an acidic salt. All right. So now that solution, you may be asked to mix it with to add sodium hydroxide, perhaps in drops, then in excess. And when you add sodium hydroxide to it, for what I observed, you are going to have white gelatinous precipitate. You should know the difference between ordinary precipitate and gelatinous. Gelatinous will give you something like muco or something like that. All right. And if you add it in excess, sodium hydroxide in excess, that precipitate will dissolve to give a colorless solution. And that kind of observation could only be for the test of zinc ion or aluminium ion. So you say zinc ion, aluminium ion present. All right. Now, if you mix the solution with sodium hydroxide, that the salt Cn with sodium with ammonia in drops, then in excess, when you put it in drops, there will be white gelatinous precipitate which is formed. Then in excess, it will be soluble. The gelatinous precipitate will dissolve. It will be soluble. And anything that dissolves in excess with ammonia, it confirms the presence of zinc ion. Now see how I put it. Because the first one, there's white gelatinous precipitate which is formed in drops. So that could represent zinc ion or aluminium ion present. But when you add the ammonia in excess, the colorless solution, it becomes soluble. That confirms the zinc ion present. Are we together? All right. Now, if you have that Cn, add it with HNO3. You may be asked to add with HNO3. If you add it with HNO3, there will be no observable change. And where there's no observable change, that could represent S2 minus, CO3 minus, Cl minus, or CO3 2 minus present. Okay. Then when you add silver nitrate and it forms white gelatinous, it's going to confirm Cl minus present. Or they ask you to put ammonia in excess and the precipitate dissolves, it also confirms the chloride ion present. Okay. These are possible questions that can come up with that salt. Then we go to the other one, which we believe should be powdered milk. All right. So you may be asked to mix it in water. All right. Have a portion, divide them into portions, add litmus paper. So the first portion of it, after you have mixed it with water, you have your first portion of that sample D. Add litmus to it, litmus paper. Of course, you have to make your litmus paper damp. All right. It will turn, from what I observe, it will turn red litmus paper to pale blue. And when it turns it to pale blue, that shows that sample is slightly alkaline. As we know that because of what is it called, the lactic acid present in milk, there should be a little bit acidic, but mind you, that's a topic for another day. Could be alkaline, because the kind of milk that we take is not completely acidic for the system's sake in the stomach. All right, now if you have that solution D and add 2 cm cube of aqueous sodium hydroxide and heat, you see that the solution will turn cloudy. It will turn cloudy. All right. Okay, you may be asked to add 2 cm cube of copper 2 tetrasulfate 6, and that will change. You know that copper 2 tetrasulfate 6 has a blue color. Now it will change that something that turned cloudy. It will change it to a purple or a violet color, and that confirms the presence of protein. That means that protein is present. That's something like your burette test, if you remember that. All right. Okay, now that's sample plus soda lime solution plus heat, and you can test with filter paper depending on what the question says. We are just projecting the question. All right, if you do that and the solution turns cloudy and a pale white residue, that's after you have filtered. All right, you filter, then you have a here we say we are to filter. Filter. When you filter, you are going to get residue. You are going to have filtrate. All right, now you are going to get a pale white residue and a colorless filtrate, and that colorless filtrate has a fishy smell. That means smell that smells like a fish. All right, what that confirms is the presence of a amine functional group. That means an amine functional group is present. All right, so now if you want to test for the filtrate and you add litmus paper to it, it will turn red litmus paper to blue, and that confirms that the filtrate is alkaline. All right, you may be given a question whereby the residue, you'll be asked to add 2 cm cube of dilute hydrochloric acid to the residue. If you do that, you are going to observe an effervescence of a colorless gas which turns lime water milky and turns down blue litmus paper to red. And what does that mean? It means the gas is acidic, and there's presence of CO2 gas from CO3 2 minus, and that D contains an alkaline and acidic group. I believe that questions cannot go beyond this. Of course, there could be less of it, and with this, you are sure to come out with what? Distinction. And that is what we are here for. If you have not subscribed, please do so and get more information as you prepare for the exams. I wish you the very best. Good luck.